What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Seibelmania Friends podcast. We are live, or we are not live, but we are here with my good friend and co-host of the Not Dead podcast, Dustin Woodruffe. Dustin, what's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Hey, thank you for doing this show with me tonight. I appreciate it. There's so much to talk about in the world of professional wrestling right now. Of course, as you can tell by the thumbnail, SummerSlam is this coming Saturday. You heard me right. It is this coming Saturday. Dustin, what do you think of the day change?
It's kind of weird, I guess. But they've done randomized stuff like that before. Is there like a specific reason why they changed it, or?
Well, I think also on Saturday, right after SummerSlam, there's a big UFC fight. So I think that might have something to do with it.
But UFC fights are usually done on Saturdays.
Yeah. And I think I don't know why they're doing it on Saturday, honestly. It doesn't make sense to me either, but it's something different, I think. Hang on, let me see if I can find something. This is the first SummerSlam to be held on a Saturday since the 1992 SummerSlam, which was pre-taped on a Saturday and aired on Tapeace on a Monday. Why was this? Okay, so apparently, according to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, which let's pretend like they're credible for a minute.
That's your favorite person, isn't it?
Oh my fucking! Oh boy, yeah. Anyway, it says the Allegiant Stadium wanted SummerSlam on a Saturday. The stadium that's holding the event, they wanted it on Saturday instead of a Sunday. So apparently that is why they're doing SummerSlam on Saturday this weekend. But that's not all that's going on in the world of professional wrestling. Did you hear about this? Dustin, Ric Flair wants to wrestle in the ring again.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Ric Flair. Hang on, let me get his age. Let me get his age here. Hold up.
70?
Oh my God, at least 70. At least. Flair is 72.
72.
And he actually did get in the ring on... When was it? He got in the ring this past weekend and chopped the shit out of Kenny Omega. August 14th, which was 3 days ago, which would be Saturday. Yeah. And he put the figure 4 leg lock on him as well, so... Oh, no, I'm sorry. He put the figure 4 leg lock on Conan. So he chopped the shit out of Kenny Omega and put the figure 4 on Conan. How old is Conan? That guy's old, too.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age, too.
Yeah, that dude's 57.
The original Viva La Raza guy.
So, I guess if you want to watch your grandpa's fight, go to AAA. Not to bury them or anything, but... By the way, what up?
With the whole Ric Flair wrestling, like, why?
Right.
That's the only question I have is why.
That's a good question. He's got nothing to prove to anybody, so...
Well, it's even past the point of proving something. Like, why does it even make sense?
It doesn't. But the thing is, and I'll bring this point up. Do you think that if he wants to wrestle, Tony Khan will bring him into AEW and let him wrestle?
Well, yeah, of course. The name Ric Flair. And that's what a lot of it has to do with is Ric Flair. It's going to draw regardless.
Right. It'd be like Hogan. Hogan is still going to... I know Hogan gets a lot of flack and a lot of hate, but you put him on a bill, and people are still going to pay to buy him or to watch him rather.
Yeah, I'd probably tune in to watch it, but I'm not going to be as excited as I would be like 15 years ago.
Yeah. Also, AEW Rampage this past week. Did you watch AEW Rampage? They had their big debut.
I have to admit that I'm not very good on keeping up with the weekly shows because I find it hard to keep myself entertained enough to want to actually jump into it. I usually catch the highlights. I'll do the highlights and then like the pay-per-views and stuff. But
that's about what I do as well with the weekly shows. I mean, I watch Raw, but I mean, if there's something stupid, I'll turn it off because I'm not like whenever I see Alexa Bliss and that stupid doll Lily, it's oh no, my life just flickered. I'm just kidding. What? I'm kidding. It didn't flicker, but
there you go. Talk about the doll. It's gonna get you.
Yeah. No, anytime I see that, I turn it off. Anytime I see Eva Marie, I'm turning it off. I'm sorry, but I don't care how attractive she is. By the way, it's all fake. I'm not watching her.
I just find it hard. I mean, to each their own. I mean, I know there's people that watch it religiously, but to me, I just find it hard for myself to be entertained enough to watch it, and it just.
I have buddies that I'm in a chat with that will defend any and everything that the WWE does, but anytime that AEW does something, they will trash it completely, which is a bit hypocritical because they copy a lot of what WWE does. Case in point, I literally just had an argument with them. I said that Dexter Lumis and Orange Cassidy are similar. I didn't say they were the same gimmick. I said that they were similar and that they are both silent but deadly, right? They don't come out to the ring and they don't have to yell and scream and cut promos. They come out, they stare at you, and they'll kick your ass when the time comes to kick your ass. And that's where the similarities end. And of course, my buddies, God love them, they said, "Oh no, they are nothing alike. How dare you say that? They are nothing alike because Dexter Lumis doesn't put his hands in his pockets and fight and and play kick and all that crap." I'm like, no, he doesn't. You're right. That's not what I was saying. I didn't say they had the same gimmick. I said that they had similar gimmicks.
Yeah, I mean, you could also, I guess you could say that, I mean, you could pull similarities off of everybody. Closely resembling each other, yeah, kind of. But, the Orange Cassidy thing, I mean, for a little bit, I found it pretty entertaining, but, it took its toll, and then now it's like, okay, how often can you get over on the play kicks and the...
Yeah.
And I guess to me, it almost feels like he's probably not. I'm probably way off on this theory of mine. And like I said, once again, this is just my opinion, nobody else's. I think that, it's kind of his way of shitting on the wrestling. It's kind of like...
I could see why you would say that. Because the way he does it, yeah, it kind of does make a mockery of professional wrestling.
Exactly, he's mocking it, and it's entertaining. But I mean, at the same time, people say the same thing with the Fiend. It was like this dude's leading on a fucking child's television show, and then going out there and murdering people. I'm like, well, that's the Fiend, and that's where I give
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, and that's where I give the biasness to it, is that the Fiend is going to get a pass with me all the time because the Fiend's just awesome, and Bray Wyatt's awesome himself.
Right. Also, one thing I wanted to say, as we're switching subjects, NXT. Well, technically we're switching subjects, but I guess you could compare you could put this on the same topic as Dexter Lumis. NXT is not dying, ladies and gentlemen.
No, absolutely not.
No. That's something that the dirt sheets want you to believe.
Oh yeah.
They want you to believe. Hang on. They want you to believe that AEW has destroyed, decimated, and ended NXT. That's not the case at all. I can assure you of that.
No.
Now, did they cut a lot of talent? Yeah. That's the nature of the beast. They cut talent all the time in WWE. Was I initially pissed off about it? Yes, because I didn't think it was necessary. But at the same time, new talent or old talent goes out, new talent comes in, and NXT is gonna be the gift that keeps on giving, and NXT is gonna be that training ground that they need. It's not gonna die. And it's not going to go off TV. So listen here, Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez and all you fucking journalists. Shut the fuck up and stop pushing your stupid bullshit narrative.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to think, though, too. I mean, NXT is, even though it is under the WWE umbrella, I see it as its own little entity, if you will.
Yeah.
There's times that I would actually make it a point to make sure that I watch the NXT takeovers. Yeah. And most of them, to me, was more enjoyable to watch than the following pay-per-views that WWE would put on.
Yeah.
And, things change, times change, so...
It's... But then you go into the main roster with these NXT talents, and these are on NXT. These talents are really, really good. They are solid acts. You put them on the main roster, and look what happens. Look at Keith Lee, NXT champion, North American champion. Look at Baron Corbin. Look at Sami Zayn. Look at Neville. Look at right now. Look at Kevin Owens. Shit, he's not doing nothing.
Well, and see, that's the thing, because there's obviously different creative writers for each brand.
Yeah.
There's a different, and so what would work with the characters in NXT isn't necessarily going to work with WWE. That doesn't mean that they're shit talent. It's just that they just don't fit in that. And I think that whole narrative of, going to the main roster is, I think that one's actually overplayed now, because if you're doing great in NXT, yeah, of course you want to be on the main roster. You want to hit the main shows.
That's the goal.
Realistically, I mean, if you're killing it in NXT, why would you want to go to a Raw who has their... My thing is Raw has their core talents, and they have their filler talents. So, yeah, they're going to bring NXT in, and they're going to give them a shot and see. And they may not get over with the Raw fan base, because, once again, there you go. You have Raw has a certain fan base. NXT has a completely different fan base.
That's a fair
same thing with SmackDown.
Statement. That is a fair statement. Each brand has their own... I guess I never really thought of it like that, where not every fan watches every show. Certain shows have certain fans, and that's all that they watch. Never really thought of that. That's interesting.
Because some things that work in NXT aren't going to work with Raw, because it's the whole different fan base.
This Dexter Lumis, Indy Hartwell love storyline would not work on Raw, probably. They tried to do it with Otis and Mandy back in late 2019, early 2020, and actually they had a nice payoff and everything like that, and everything did work out. They just completely fumbled how they ended it, but...
Yeah. But in the same sense, though, I mean, how many times are you going to play? And understand, there's only so many different storylines you can play out, and you're going to end up recycling some storylines just with different people.
Right.
And that's where I think the creative actually has to tap into the superstar's talents in that situation. That, you know, the Mandy and Otis thing, yeah, it was kind of like a feel-good story, you know, the overweight, butterbean, kind of nice, happy-go-lucky guy finally gets the hot, beautiful girl over the egotistical maniac, drawing a blank on his name now.
Dexter? No, Otis.
No, the blonde Michaels wannabe. Oh, shit.
Michaels?
Yeah, Shawn Michaels wannabe.
Ziggler?
Yeah, Ziggler. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, I mean, you know, that was the egotistical maniac that, you know, he in the society you would see him with Mandy. You wouldn't see somebody like Otis with Mandy. So that was kind of like the feel good story, kind of like they did with the whole bullying thing with Natalya Neidhart and Nia Jax.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know, there for a while they were pushing Nia Jax as, you know, people were body shaming her, and she was, you know, doing the bully this, that, and the other. Well, now she ends up being a bully, which I think, to me, creative-wise, she works perfectly as a heel.
Absolutely.
She's not a very good babyface to me.
She never should have been a babyface. Anyway, talking about... Yeah, no, I agree. And Nia never should have been a babyface to begin with, and they completely fucked all that up. Continuing, we were talking about AEW Rampage here. So you didn't catch the first episode. I got the results right here, if you're interested in listening to them.
Yeah, shoot it.
Alright. So, the debut episode of AEW Rampage that took place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the rating and the 18 to 49 demographic, 0.31. And I don't really care about demographics, to be quite honest. Those are just whatever. I don't focus on those at all. Demographics and ratings and all that crap, that's out of my care zone.
Now, catch me up. This AEW Rampage, is it a replacement of the original AEW?
No. It's
weekly shows.
It's
a second, another show.
Yeah, it's like SmackDown to AEW Dynamite's Raw. You know.
Gotcha.
And it took place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 740,000 viewers watched the show. So pretty interesting. And we'll talk about those numbers in a minute. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, who quite frankly might be my favorite female wrestler in the world right now. She's just fantastic. I love Britt Baker. Defeated Red Velvet to retain the AEW Women's Championship. Christian Cage defeated Kenny Omega for the Impact World Championship. And I'm going to quote Jim Cornette here. Hang on. I'm going to quote. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. I'm going to quote Jim Cornette here when I say Miro defeated Fuego del Sol for the AEW TNT Championship. I apologize for the stuttering, ladies and gentlemen. That happens sometimes when I get going.
So wait, let's back up to the whole Impact title change.
Yeah, that's newsworthy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, why is it? I guess my question is, why is it that you have to put? I mean, I know they're doing the whole Freedom of Choice Act. You know, you can compete wherever, but if you're a guy that's been on an Impact for a while, that you got to kind of feel some type of way.
Yeah. If you're I see. If you're an Eric Young or a James Storm, but that being said, I think this is lost on a lot of viewers. Christian Cage is an Impact Wrestling legend. He was in TNA for a while there. He was in TNA from like 2005 to 2008. So it's not like he's just some guy that Impact picked up on the indies. He's been in Impact before.
if that be the case, though, why not have it on an Impact show? Why do it on another branded show? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you took the NXT World Heavyweight Championship and had a match against somebody on Raw that, keep titles to their dictated show. I guess
I can explain why they didn't do this on an Impact Wrestling show. Are you ready for the answer?
Because Impact Wrestling doesn't get any viewers.
No, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say because Tony Khan and his ego wouldn't let that shit happen. Because although AEW and Impact have a partnership, this partnership is only supposed to benefit AEW and not Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
Also,
makes sense.
Also, this was also important. I forgot to mention this when we talked about it. Did you hear that Andrade challenged Kenny Omega for the AEW Championship in AAA?
No, and see, there again, like...
Well, hang on. Did you hear about that?
No.
Okay. Kenny Omega loses the Impact World title on Friday to Christian Cage, right?
Yeah.
So on Saturday, he goes to wrestle Andrade in Mexico. And I don't know what his non-WWE name is. I'm just going to call him Andrade. I don't care. He goes on to face Andrade on Saturday for the AAA championship that Kenny Omega is holding. And Andrade is supposed to win the championship from that night, right? Well, Tony Khan goes to AAA officials, to the management, and tells them, nah, Kenny's not dropping the title tonight to Andrade. He just lost the Impact Championship last night. He's not losing tonight as well. We're not going to make our champion look weak.
Well, see, but there you go. You've got one person holding 3 different branded champions.
Yeah.
That's where I get lost in the whole thing, and that's where my interest just hits the shitter. It's like there's no interest in that. I understand. Yeah, you want to have multiple champions. That's fine, but when you start spreading them out like that, then it to me it oversaturates it.
Yeah, a lot of wrestling fans, and this is going to be a controversial statement by me. A lot of wrestling fans, they love to say, "Oh my God, there's so much wrestling on TV right now. It's so great." What it does is it oversaturates the market of professional wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
To a point, yes.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it's cool that there's so much wrestling on TV, but at the same time, now there's less opportunities to do new and unique things.
Well, that's the thing, though, is there's so many wrestling shows going on right now, but it's the same people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same people, but they get held over. They get held back over here, so they'll go over here where they won't be held back. But the problem with that is, look at some of the talent. Look at some of the talent that left WWE to go to AEW. Matt Hardy, for instance. I mean, what's he doing besides banging his wife and popping out babies? Did you hear he's having a 5th child?
No, see, honestly, I've lost complete touch on Matt Hardy.
Oh yeah, he's having Rebby, his wife, is pregnant with her 5th child. So,
well, each their own.
Yeah.
One thing is, and that's another thing with for instance, Matt Hardy, his delete gimmick or whatever the hell he was. Yeah. That one to me was
broken.
Completely. Yeah, my opinion on that is it was trash. I didn't like it, but if it worked for a majority of the fan base that he had, then hey, it is what it is.
It reminded me a lot of The Fiend in a way. Could you see the similarities there between those two?
In a way, yeah, but the Fiend and the Matt Hardy's delete gimmick. I mean, that one was out before the Fiend was even thought of.
What I believe that the delete gimmick actually happened while it started off with Hardy as a heel, but the fans loved it so much that they thought, let's turn him babyface.
Well, there again, that's where the fans dictate a face or a heel.
That's one thing I wanted to ask you about.
Well, it's just like Stone Cold Steve Austin. When he came out as Stone Cold Steve Austin, he was supposed to be a heel, but he became so relatable that everybody loved him. So it was like, yeah, he's a heel, but he's also a fan favorite.
Do you think that fans should dictate the way things are done in wrestling?
In a way, there's no way around it. To a certain point, the fans are what dictate which direction things go. If you put, for example, so many people want John Cena to be a heel, okay? They want him to go back to his heelish ways.
Right. By the way, I love John Cena with his current run right now. We'll get into that in a minute when we talk SummerSlam and all that stuff. But continue, I'm sorry.
But, just like Roman Reigns, that WWE wants to push him as a heel so much that it actually turns the fans off on it. So then the fans are like, you know what, we're going to troll WWE and say, no, we're going to make him a babyface.
Yeah.
So then you end up with a bunch of tweeners.
But
you've got.
I wouldn't say that Roman is a tweener.
Well, in his role, in his latest role, yeah, I think he is being pushed more as a heel, and he's being accepted more as a heel. And that's where the fan base comes into play is, yeah, you can throw this package out of this wrestler and say, okay, he's a heel guy. We're going to put him like this. And if the fans accept it, then, yeah, it'll work. Like The Fiend, for example. That's supposed to be a heel gimmick.
But the fans, they loved it, so they turned him babyface.
Therefore, the fans dictated that he was...
They turned him babyface without really kind of turning him babyface, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, is the fans dictated what he was going to be. They put the package out there. Yeah, he's supposed to be this mean, evil monster that you would think, okay, in most situations, a mean, evil monster, he is supposed to be hated. But yet, even when he was Bray Wyatt before The Fiend was even out, he was supposed to be heel, but there was still, the fans dictated that he was going to be a babyface. So no matter how heelish he tried, I mean, the heel moves, hitting you, cheating to win, smacking you with a chair, a foreign object, or what have you, was actually cheered on by the fans, where if it's a heel, they're supposed to be booed regardless. But because the fans dictated that they wanted him to be a fan favorite, he's a fan favorite monster.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm playing fetch with my dog here. He's brought his toy to me, and he wants to play.
To me, I think that kind of ruins their gimmicks, is fans can't accept what they're being fed.
Exactly. Well, but that being said, the garbage that WWE right now is, and I'm not sitting here, I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to shit on everything WWE, but I am going to say that the garbage that they are spitting out right now, how could you expect the fans to accept that?
Well, I mean, there is a certain group that does. That's why they continue to do what they do. And that's what I've said, even going back for, people wanting the Attitude Era back and everything like that. The fan base, the current fan base now, would never accept an Attitude Era, a Ruthless Aggression Era. And that's where you have to give Vince credit, is some of your fans, you're going to have fans that aren't going to like what they're doing regardless of what they do. There's just no way you're going to please those fans. But the fact that they're still bringing in millions upon millions of dollars, they're still bringing in millions of views, that means that he is adapting and changing the product to what the core group of fans are.
Yeah. Switching just off subject here for a second. I got my dog here with me. I'm playing fetch with him, and I threw it on my chair, and my chair likes to spin around. It's one of those spinning chairs, and my dog is so afraid to go on the chair because it spins. And I threw his toy on it so he can go get it. He's so afraid to go get it, though.
It's a merry-go-round.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Here you go, Jax. Hey, Jax, you want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi to the people? Oh, you don't care. What? Go get it! Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I was playing fetch with my dog. My dog's a bit of an attention whore right now. He's. It's all about him. Yeah. When I say that when I'm talking about the garbage of WWE, let me further elaborate. Basically in WWE right now, Raw's big storylines are based around dolls and swords.
But it gets over, though.
The doll does not get over.
How do you figure?
People have been booing it.
But you're gonna have the resistance. Like I said, no matter what. Okay, there's so many people chanting for John Cena to be healed that if they turn him heel, there's still going to be people that say, "No, that sucks. We want John Cena, the never give up John Cena." Yeah. You're always going to have your opposition, no matter what you do. You're never going to have 100% support on it.
Dustin, hang on, buddy. I actually want your opinion on something. I'm going to pull up this chat real quick. I was in a very, let's say, heated conversation last night in a Facebook group chat that I'm in. Shout out to my friends Jay, Robert, Ron, so many of them. There's way too many to name. Shout out to all my homies in this chat. They know who they are. But we were talking about this kind of last night. I'm going to see if I can find where this stuff all happened, where all this went down. Because we had an argument, and I want to get your take on this argument, and then we'll get into SummerSlam here. But we were talking about silly gimmicks and all that stuff. And my take, their take was, why can't the kids have something? Why can't the kids have something to cheer for? Whatever. My thing was, what's that? Oh, I had a piece of hair in my mouth. That's disgusting. Hang on, I'm trying to find this. My thing was, when I grew up, we didn't have all these heroes. We didn't have our own personal heroes. Whoever our parents cheered for, that's who we cheered for. And why can't we do that this time? Why can't we do that in this generation?
Because everybody's their own person. You don't always going to follow what your parents or your brothers or sisters, and I think that's where you've got this whole variety of things, Yeah, okay, for instance, Alexa and the doll. That may not be your cup of tea.
Yeah.
But this group over here, that may be right down their alley. And, going back to The Fiend, is when they did the Firefly Funhouse. At first, I was completely against it. I'm like, dude, this is a straight killer. This sucks. But over time, it grew on me, and I'm like, you know what? Bray Wyatt's a genius.
So, we were talking about Nikki ASH, almost superhero. And I have been dead set against this gimmick from the beginning. I have said it is absolutely freaking stupid. And I stand by that. Nikki Cross is a great wrestler. I love Nikki Cross. Nikki Ash, I don't care for. And this was a statement that I made. And these are controversial.
But ask yourself this, though. when she was Nikki Cross, was she actually over with the majority of the fan base, or just some of the fan base?
Majority, I would say.
Now, as the superhero, I would have to disagree and say that the superhero is more over than the Nikki Cross gimmick was.
Well, here was my comments. Nikki asked, I wear this costume, or I wear this outfit for those who are just like me. And then I made the comment, a.k.a. the extra special ed kids.
Yeah, well, anytime you try and make dark humor, dark humor is like food. Not everybody's going to get it.
My buddy Jay, shout out to Jay, he said, I'm not even going to acknowledge that comment.
It is kind of a slippery slope, and like I said, once again, it's dark humor. But with the whole, if you ask me, and you wanted my opinion, I'm going to say the Nikki superhero, ASH or whatever, almost superhero, is more over than the Nikki Cross was.
Okay.
Just by seeing the fan base, and of course she's getting more of a push as this character than she was with Nikki Cross. Now, Nikki Cross, let's not take anything away from her. She's held the tag team titles, the women tag team titles.
My buddy's argument was, my buddy Robert's argument was, it's a fun gimmick. Why are adult males against fun in wrestling? Why does everything have to be serious? A lot of adult male wrestling fans suck. Oh, no, I'm sorry. A lot of adult male wrestling fans have those sticks shoved so far up their asses that they can't have fun in wrestling anymore.
I fully agree with him on that.
See, the thing is, you can have fun in professional wrestling, but you've got to draw a fine line between fun and stupidity.
Well, okay. R-Truth.
It's funny. I love R-Truth.
But it's stupid. If we're gonna cut it down to get to the meat and potatoes of things, his gimmick is straight stupid. But it's one of those ones. It's so stupid it is funny. It's comical.
Yeah. Well, Nikki Ash gimmick, in my opinion, is not so stupid that it's funny. It's just so stupid that it's stupid. Same thing with Morrison and Miz and the Dripsticks.
Well, if you ask me, the Miz and Morrison thing's just a Breezango 2.0.
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't really have a certain direction that they want or they have in mind for these, so they just kind of toss something out there. And then when you have people like the Miz, who you could put the Miz in just about any gimmick possible, and he's going to excel in it.
Yeah. I'm trying to find if there's any more comments today.
So in that scenario, like with the Miz, we really don't have anything for you, so we're going to have you running around with, ex-M&M players and have you
M&M players? What?
He was the M&M. Remember them back in the day? Marlena or...
yeah. Mercury. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were talking about Mercury, that rapper M&M. I'm like, wait, what?
No. So, so they're going to do that. And then they're like, okay, we really don't have a direction for you. We really don't have anything for you. So
just go
here's this.
Yeah.
And so, so they throw him crumbs. Well, then you throw somebody like the Miz crumbs, and he turns crumbs into filet mignon.
Hang on. He didn't go directly from Eminem to teaming with the Miz. He had that stint where he was on Raw, and he was like a multi-time Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that, with the Miz, I'm using him as an example, is that you can feed the Miz some stupid ass gimmick, and he's going to get it over.
Yeah, hey, I'm going to say this right here, right now. The Miz is extremely underrated. The Miz does not get the appreciation that he deserves. That dude is a fucking workhorse.
He is, but at the same time, like I said, he's he turns chicken shit into chicken salad.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I guess speaking of chicken shit, let's talk about the SummerSlam 2021 card. heck of a segue right there, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Is I'm a huge fan of the Big Four.
Yeah. They're always cool shows, and the Raw after is usually a cool show too.
Yeah, and see, I usually like that too. Is what I'll do is SummerSlam's coming up, so I'll kind of jump around year, and kind of just check out all the past SummerSlams, from like the '90s, the into the 2000s, and then sometimes I get myself caught in a wormhole to where I'll do that. I'll actually watch, like, say, a SummerSlam, and then it's like, oh man, let me see what happened on the Raw after, and the next thing you know, I'm 3 months deep into Raws after SummerSlam.
I think I should watch the Raw after SummerSlam 2002, where Brock won the title. So this is the card. AJ Styles and Omos defend the Raw Tag Team titles against RK Bro, Randy Orton, and Riddle. Any predictions?
Yeah. I would have to say...
go ahead, I'll let you go first.
No, I'm going to give you two of them. I'm going to give you what I would want to happen and what I think WWE is going to do. Okay. What I would want to happen is RK Bro to win because Riddle's entertaining,
right?
And Randy Orton is Randy Orton. I mean, he's another one that
he's another workhorse.
But I think that, and of course, not really following the storyline deep into it, I don't see a title change advancing anything.
See, I've followed this storyline. The storyline is basically Riddle wants to team up with Randy Orton, but Randy Orton doesn't want to team with Riddle. And Riddle is trying week after week after week after week after week to get Orton to be his partner. Orton's saying, no. Like, leave me the hell alone. Like, go your separate way. You're doing your own thing. I'm doing my own thing. We don't need each other. And actually last week, Orton RKO'd Matt Riddle in the middle of the ring to close out the show. But then, this past Monday night on Raw, Orton told Riddle, I'm fighting Omos. I don't want you in my corner, blah, blah, blah. Orton fought Omos, and I think Styles interfered, if I remember correctly. And Riddle came down, and he beat the shit out of Styles. And he attacked Omos as well. And then Orton grabbed the mic, and he said, I've been telling you I don't want to team with you all these weeks, and you still won't leave me alone. And you have my back tonight. So you know what? You earned my respect, so guess what? Yeah, I will team with you. And RK Bro, we will win the Raw Tag Team titles at SummerSlam. So there you go. There's that storyline.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so catching that, I could actually see a title change possibly doing that to set Randy Orton up to do what Randy Orton does.
Yes.
And turn on Matt Riddle.
Right. Eva Marie, I couldn't give two fucking shits about this match.
But then again, I could also see Randy Orton turning on Matt Riddle in the match, costing them the championship.
These next two matches, I couldn't give two fucking shits about. First one, Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss. Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Hang on. Let me see if I can find a perfect sound effect for that. Hang on a second. Where are you? Come here, sound effects. This is going to be my reaction. This is going to be my reaction for this match. Actually, the sound effect in your background is actually the perfect sound I was going to use. Crickets chirping.
I figured it was probably going to be the Iron Sheik. This is bullshit.
No, it's crickets chirping because, God, I just
fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it is fucking bullshit. God, he's so awesome. I love him. uh, any predictions on this match? As if you give a shit, because I know I do. Alexa wins. That's my prediction. No.
Yeah, I mean, has Eva Marie had any matches? You know, I mean, she's one of those ones they bring her back for a little bit. The newness wears off. She disappears. They bring her back. Like, can she wrestle? No. I don't know.
No, she can't. I can answer that question.
Realistically, it may matter to certain people, but to me, I could care less what happened. I couldn't care less what happens to that match.
Drew McIntyre against Jinder Mahal and Jinder's buddies Veer and Shanky are banned from ringside.
Somehow, some way, that band's not going to work.
Well, that band may not work, but Drew's got the sword. God.
Well, I mean,
the fact that I used the word sword when talking about a wrestling match in 2021.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean,
Scott, I get the
there again. You've got your. He draws the power from the sword. I mean, that's no different than the Undertaker drawing power from an urn.
True. Yeah, I guess I'll pick Drew to win this one. You're picking who?
I'm gonna go against the grain and say Jinder's gonna win. I think they're gonna start giving him a little bit of a. I just feel when they put the stipulation in there that they're banned from ringside, somehow, some way, something's going to not go against. You know, that band's not going to work somehow, some way.
Yeah. Here's a match I'm actually excited about. Sheamus defending the United States Championship against Damian Priest. Damian Priest is a stud and a half. He needs this win more than anything.
Yeah, I can see Damian Priest coming up from the roster, from the next roster to. I think he's kind of cemented himself in the Raw thing. I could see him pulling that off. I'd go with him.
I could see this being his reward for making Bad Bunny look so good at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I'm picking Damian Priest. You're picking Damian Priest. Another match I'm excited about. Edge against Seth Rollins. This match is what?
That's an exciting one.
Yeah. That matchup is 7 or 8 years in the making.
I'm gonna go Seth Rollins on that. I think he's on the verge of getting another heightened push. Maybe not towards a title, but he's gonna, because he's kind of, you know, he's in a new gimmick. Well, not new, it's newish, but
I think it's him with just the volume turned up.
Yeah. And I see Edge putting him over.
Yeah, but I would love to see Edge get like a big win at some point.
Well, that's the thing too. Is with the Big Fours, is usually the Big Four pay-per-views are used to end a storyline.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with Seth Rollins on this one.
Right, I guess I'm going to go ahead and pick Edge. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This is something that we did not talk about, but apparently this past weekend at a house show, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair was on the card, but they got taken down. But they got taken off of the card due to unknown reasons. So
that match, their title match they had, I found really impressive.
At WrestleMania, yes.
Yes. That one, I would say, and I'm not a big fan of and this is probably why I'm going to be called a sexist. I'm not a big fan of women wrestlers and women wrestling matches.
Oh, I am the exact opposite.
That one I think was a very solid match from start to finish, and I think we're going to be enjoyed with another solid match. I'm going to go with the EST on this one. I think this will be the one that cements her over.
Yeah, I agree.
Not taking anything away from Sasha Banks, but I see they're going to continue to push Bianca Belair because, I mean, she's worth it.
Yeah, Bianca, her title reign, it kind of got put on the sidelines because Bayley got hurt. She needs a victory over a prominent star like Sasha. And, yeah, I agree. I think that Bianca Belair is going to win on Sunday. Or on Saturday, excuse me.
Well, and see, that's the thing, too, is you look at it, okay, you could say, if Banks wins, that one that she lost at WrestleMania was a fluke. I think this one here would actually help cement Bianca Belair as a top contender.
Yes, it would. Question. I'll save the question for the other match. The Usos defend the SmackDown Tag Team titles against the Mysterios.
The Usos.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Usos too.
Drunk or not, the Usos are an awesome team to watch.
Drunk or not, yeah. I see what you did there. I've had I made my comments on that on another podcast. I can't remember which one it was. Go watch all the videos and you'll find it. Lashley defending the WWE Championship against Goldberg. Keep this match short and sweet and let Bobby just destroy Goldberg.
Yes.
The shorter, the better.
Unfortunately, I see WWE doing it differently.
Yeah. They'll probably do it like 10-minute match.
I don't think Goldberg could do a 10-minute match, honestly.
I think he's done 10-minute matches.
Well, yeah, he has.
But no, he can't do it. No, I agree. He can't do it. But who's to stop? Who's to say that'll stop WWE from making him do it?
Yeah, and I could also see this as a push to further cement the almighty style gimmick hey, he's taking down someone that, say what you will about Goldberg, Botchberg, or whatever you want to call him, that, he is a big name in the wrestling industry, regardless that he's 95 and a half years old. I was a huge fan of Goldberg back in the WCW days.
Goldberg in WCW was the best Goldberg.
A decent fan of his in the first WWE run, but I'm not a fan of Lashley. I've never really liked Lashley as a wrestler. Nothing against him personally or anything.
As a wrestler, yeah, it's take it or leave it with him.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. If it happened to turn out to be a squash match and Lashley just runs through him, I wouldn't be disappointed.
No. Yeah, so I think we're both picking Lashley, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman defending the Universal Championship against John Cena. This one, for me, is a 50-50. I'll let you give your opinion first.
The obvious, WWE's upset with Ric Flair, so I could see them using Cena to take away the luster of 16 or 17-time champion.
Wait. WWE's upset with Ric Flair.
Yeah, for when he went to the when he started doing all this, when they released him.
Yeah, I think he left on good terms. I don't think they were upset with him. I think he left on good terms.
But at the same time, I see the bigger picture with Reigns, and that they're actually building up to a WrestleMania, I don't see it in the Survivor Series. I see a WrestleMania match between him and The Rock.
Oh God.
My opinion is I see the writing on the wall that that's what they're building it up to. That they're gonna, and it may happen at Survivor Series.
So if it's The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the championship, do you let Roman have another WrestleMania win, or do you let really? So how long do you keep this Orton or this Roman Reigns thing going?
Well, to me, that's the whole thing. It's kind of the passing of the torch of the Anoa'i family, the Samoan family dynasty that The Rock for the longest time was heralded as the head of the table, if you will. And now that Reigns is doing it, that I think that's going to be the passing of the torch. Okay, Reigns gets the win over The Rock, and then that's the peak of Roman Reigns' title run, and then I think he loses it shortly after that.
Okay.
Because once he does that, I mean, there's really nothing else left for the head of the table to do.
Right. And then the last match, I don't know if this is going to be the main event or not. God, I hope it's not. Nikki ASH defending the Raw Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Oh, and I didn't give my prediction for that match. Roman Reigns and John Cena. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I'm going to say Cena wins.
I could see that happening.
Yeah. If he's going to stay around for a long period of time, I could see that. Yeah.
Now, the superhero, I mean, how much invested are they to this, Nikki?
I guess they're pretty invested. I guess the little kids really like her, so...
Then I see her going over.
Yeah. Okay.
To me, that's the baby face. That's the hero taking down both the villains and the feel-good moment.
Rhea's not really a villain, but...
Well, yeah, but she's...
Compared to Nikki, I guess, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Nikki's the superhero that everybody wants to win.
Yeah.
And they're going to use that as her overcoming the odds because, in a triple threat match, the champion does not have to be involved in the pinfall submission to lose the title. They're gonna give her the win to give you the feel good moment, superhero overcoming the odds thing. That's the way I see it.
Did you hear the promo that she cut a couple of weeks ago? The night after Money in the Bank when she faced Charlotte Flair and she lost? Did you hear her promo afterwards?
I did not.
She was so... God damn. Bro, she gets on the mic and she goes, Charlotte, you may have beaten me, but I proved I could almost beat you. And it's just really?
That's a build, to me, that's a build up to getting over the hump. If you ask me, I would say that majority of the people say there's no way that Nikki, the superhero, could actually win, could actually beat these two. To give that feel good, overcoming the odds, she almost beat Charlotte Flair, so why not give her the over the hump push over the edge to beat her?
So you're saying Nikki wins. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say Charlotte wins. And then either to close out SummerSlam or to start Raw the next night, the man makes her return.
I could see that. And speaking of that, let's go back to Goldberg and Reigns. No, I'll say Lashley and Goldberg. Yep, that's going to be the one where Big E cashes in his Money in the Bank.
You know what? That's a really good prediction. I love that prediction.
That's my wild card prediction.
I thought that you were going to say that Brock comes back. That might be my wild card for that match.
Well, it is SummerSlam, and that is known as Brock's bread and butter.
Or Brock Lesnar comes back during the Universal title match and beats the shit out of Roman Reigns, and there's your next program.
I just feel one of the two, but I would have to say I would give the edge to Lashley title being dropped to Big E.
Yeah. Well, especially after the way that they ended Hell in a Cell. Especially after the way they ended Money in the Bank, where Brock just made Kofi his bitch, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, he did. Brock made Kofi his bitch, so I definitely could see. I could definitely see that cash-in happening. You made a fool out of my brother, and I'm going to make a fool out of you, type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see, and I think honestly, and I've been a big advocate for Big E to get a singles championship run, World Heavyweight Championship run. I think he needs a championship. I think he would be a great World Heavyweight Champion.
Absolutely. Well, but it's funny that you mentioned that Big E cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase, because I don't know if you saw it this past Friday night on SmackDown, Baron Corbin stole the briefcase from Big E.
And if you remember, Baron Corbin's one of the few. I think there's only two other ones, maybe one other one.
John Cena was one. I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
That it's cashed in the title, or cashed in the Money in the Bank and hasn't won.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah. Well, Mr. Kennedy won the Money in the Bank, and he didn't really cash in.
Well, Otis won too, and he lost his chance.
Yeah. Wait. I want to say you're right. How did he lose that again? Refresh my memory.
I believe it was a match between him and The Miz, and the winner was the Money in the Bank.
No, because... hold on a minute. I'm going to...
Because The Miz cashed in and won the championship.
I just want to do research. By the way, you're the only one that I can go on these podcasts with for over an hour, so shout out to you for that.
Longevity.
Longevity, man. That's right. The longer the better. That's what she said.
But yeah, my wild card, I would have to say Big E cashes in. Whether it's successful or not, I can't really determine that. I would hope it would be, but yeah, he's cashing in.
Oh, wait. I think he cashed in on Roman and lost. Hold up a second.
Who, Otis? No.
Hang on. Shut up. We don't use a volume.
He lost the briefcase to The Miz.
Yeah, but it says right here, yeah, he lost it to The Miz, but oh shit. Oh. Wait, so The Miz, oh fuck me. Oh, you're right. I'm an idiot. You right. Yeah. Otis lost the Money in the Bank briefcase to The Miz. Tucker cost him the match, and then The Miz went on and cashed in at Elimination Chamber and blah blah blah.
Against Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And then he lost it to Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
That's where Bobby Lashley's championship came in.
That's right. That's my bad, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. Where's my head today? It's in the bottom one of those cups of beer I had. Um, yeah. So I could see Big E's winning winning the world title. But then would that put Big E on Raw?
Well, I mean, why not?
Yeah. No. Hey, it'd be cool. It would be a good way to get him in his.
Especially if you're going to have Roman Reigns run with the title longer to go anywhere else. I mean, it would make sense to put Big E on Raw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if he cashes in and beats Lashley, I don't see Lashley disappearing from the title picture.
And then one other pay-per-view we have to discuss. It's taking place on August 22nd, so I think I'll be Yep, it's taking place on August 22nd, 2021. I will not be able to watch this show because I will be at a live WWE show coming here to my hometown. Very excited for that. NXT Takeover 36. Are you ready for some of these matches?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. These matches actually look freaking awesome. I would say these matches look almost better than the SummerSlam matches. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT UK Championship.
Last I heard about Walter, he was hurt, wasn't he?
He's 100% now, I guess, and he's defending the title. Walter is a freaking just a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is not their first match. I could see Ilya winning the match here, ending the streak of Walter.
Yeah, I could see that.
Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship. Karrion Kross is on Raw now. I see Samoa Joe winning here.
Yeah, I'll agree to that
one. Okay. Raquel Gonzalez versus Dakota Kai for the NXT Women's Championship. I guess Raquel Gonzalez is now a babyface. I think she'll retain here. I think this will be a big victory for her.
I've got no. I predict the winner.
LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes for the $1 Million Championship. And if Grimes loses, Ted DiBiase must become LA Knight's butler. Well, Cameron Grimes has been LA Knight's butler for the past couple of weeks, so I think it's time for Cameron to get that win.
Yeah.
I could see Cameron winning here. Because I don't see Ted DiBiase as anybody's butler.
No, yeah. There's no way.
Yeah.
Although, you remember this was back in the early 90s still, back when Money Inc. was still around, he had, I can't remember the guy's name.
You're talking about Virgil?
No, this was later on after that. It was, I'll have to double check it, but he had I think he was an announcer or something, not Howard Finkel, but someone else actually was DiBiase's gopher boy.
Okay. Not Mean Gene.
No.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, we'll look that up. We'll keep you posted on that, ladies and gentlemen. And Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole in a 2 out of 3 falls, aka a 3 stages of hell match. First fall will be a regular singles match. Second fall is going to be a street fight. And the third fall, if necessary, will be a steel cage. Third fall is almost necessary.
It's going all 3.
Yeah. The third fall is almost always necessary.
And that one's going to be, in the words of good old JR, a slobber knocker.
Yes. Hey, what do you think of, before we get to the winner of this match, what do you think about what's going on with Adam Cole's contract situation? Are you following this?
Very little. I don't think he'll go anywhere.
I don't think so either, but at the same time, his girlfriend is in AEW and his best friends are in AEW, and he just watched a whole bunch of his buddies in NXT get released. I don't really see her. He's done everything in NXT. I don't really see a reason for him to stay.
Yeah.
Unless you put him on the main roster in a main event role.
I think if he goes to the main roster, it's gonna ruin him.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I could see him going to AEW. I honestly could.
I mean, anything's possible at this point.
Yeah. Hey, Ric Flair wrestling in 2021 is possible at this point. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick Kyle O'Reilly to win this match and end the feud here. This one will be a very brutal, physical, I could even say bloody match.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a match that you're going to want to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Who are you picking?
I think I'm going to go with Adam Cole.
Yeah. You're going to go with Adam Cole. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought of something. Hold up. I actually just thought of something. You may have just changed my opinion on this match. Adam Cole wins this match, goes on to challenge Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship, beats him, and then we do one more match. Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole for the NXT Championship, where Kyle O'Reilly finally gets that victory.
Yeah, I could go with that.
Yes. And you can still give Kyle O'Reilly a victory here, so he doesn't lose all 3 falls, but that's that. Hey, I'm actually gonna change my prediction and say that Adam Cole wins as well. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with Adam Cole winning.
Yeah, especially after that possibility I just laid out. That actually sounds really good. Dang, WWE hire me as your booker. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't book dolls and swords and shit. No, I'm just kidding.
You're gonna get canceled. You keep that up.
Hey, I'm like Tom McDonald. I don't get canceled. Do you listen to Tom McDonald, Dustin?
Some of it, yeah. He's entertaining.
Have you heard the song Boom Bap 101?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can play this for you.
You're gonna get a copyright.
I don't give a fuck. Hang on. Let me see if this actually will hit me with that. Because he makes a wrestling reference here. You gotta hear how he does it. Where is it? Okay. Tom McDonald. Go to his YouTube channel. We're going to do it there, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely getting a copyright there now.
Well, as long as they'll still let me use it. Oh, it doesn't even have Boom Bap 101 on his channel. Okay, well, whatever. If I get copyrighted, I get copyrighted. It won't be the first time. Probably won't be the last.
Nestled in my ear, a sentimental fellow I wrestle with my
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Okay.
To the intercontinental belt is mine, like Yoda champ. To the metal, I've had several accidental beers. A temperamental rebel with the devil nestled in my ear. A sentimental fellow, I wrestle with my potential. To the intercontinental belt is mine, like Yoda champ is here. I'm Seth Rollins, I'm Dwayne Johnson, I'm Steve Austin. The best rock, and I'm way awesome, so keep talking.
Did you hear all those wrestler names you dropped?
Yeah, he's just dropping left and right.
Yeah, I wrestled to the Intercontinental Belt like you're the champ is here. John Cena, champ is here. It's funny because I've watched a lot of reactors react to this song, and a lot of them like missed them wrestling bars. They didn't really catch them. Anytime I hear wrestling references and rap music, I always have to go to like the reactors and see if they catch it or not. And some do and some don't. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Did you catch NXT tonight?
No, I did not.
I will admit I fell asleep before NXT even started. I woke up just in time for Dexter Lumis versus Indy Hartwell. Just in time for Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell versus Robert Stone and Jesse Kamea. That match was really entertaining, and then the ending of the match, or after the match, I should say, to close out NXT, Indy Hartwell proposed to Dexter Lumis.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Another marriage. Another wrestling marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing for that. I like Hit Row. Do you like Hit Row? Have you seen him?
No.
Oh, Hit Row is very much entertaining. They're different than like what you would see in WWE. They're real in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't talk like they have scripts. They just talk like they're just talking to one another like they're friends. It's really refreshing, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, that is, I think that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Seibelmania Friends podcast. But
Nikita Volkov.
Oh, okay. Is that who you were talking about for Ted DiBiase?
That's who. Yes.
Okay.
That was when they put him in like that tuxedo shirt, and it had the cent sign on it instead of the dollar sign.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a special episode tomorrow for you all here on the Seibelmania Friends podcast. My good friend Ron Parson will be joining me, and we'll be discussing a lot of things wrestling related. So, I guess until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, this is Seibelmania. Dustin, I'd like to thank you for joining us tonight, buddy. Appreciate you always. Also, ladies and gentlemen, tune in this Friday, I believe it is, correct? When Dustin and I review St. Valentine's Day Massacre in Your House, 1999. The infamous pay-per-view where we saw Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold in a steel cage, Al Snow versus Hardcore Holly in a hardcore match, and so much more. You're not going to want to miss that this week on the Not Dead podcast. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we upload new content. We upload new content every week. Comment down below what your predictions are for SummerSlam. Go ahead, Dustin.
And if you don't, Rikishi's going to give you a stink face.
Facts. Big facts. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't get a stink face. Hit the subscribe button. Until next time, I'm Seibelmania. He's Dustin. We are out. Peace.